Number one, let's talk about lentils. Yes, lentils. Now, I know lentils probably don't sound like the most exciting food. They're not trendy, they're not photogenic, and you're not going to see them going viral on Instagram foodie pages. But if you're dealing with arthritis, or if someone you care about is, this humble little legume could easily become your new best friend. Lentils are incredibly powerful when it comes to fighting inflammation, easing joint pain, and helping your body heal and feel better. And the best part? They're affordable, widely available, and incredibly easy to cook. No special skills or fancy tools needed. So, what makes lentils such a standout food when it comes to arthritis relief? Let's break it down. First, protein. Your body needs protein to repair and rebuild tissues, especially muscles. Strong muscles are essential because they support your joints, helping reduce pain and stiffness. But here's the issue. Many of the typical protein sources, like red meat, can actually make inflammation worse. That's the last thing you want when you're already dealing with sore, swollen joints. Lentils, on the other hand, are a rich source of plant-based protein that supports your body instead of aggravating your symptoms. They offer that essential building block without adding to your discomfort. In fact, they can actually help improve it. But protein is just the beginning. Lentils are also packed with magnesium, and this is a big one. Magnesium is one of those nutrients that many people, especially older adults, don't get enough of. Yet it plays a massive role in how your body handles inflammation. Think of magnesium as your body's natural muscle relaxant. It helps ease tension around the joints, reduces stiffness, and may even calm nerve-related pain. If you've ever had one of those mornings where your joints feel locked up and unresponsive no matter how much you stretch, a magnesium deficiency might be part of the problem. Lentils can help fill that gap. Then there's potassium, a nutrient most people don't associate with arthritis, but one that's more important than you might realize. Potassium helps regulate sodium levels in your body. When you eat too much sodium, often from processed foods, it can lead to water retention, bloating, and yes, more swelling in your joints. If your hands or knees tend to feel puffy, extra sodium could be to blame. Getting enough potassium, like what you find in lentils, helps your body flush out that sodium and naturally reduces swelling. And when swelling goes down, pain tends to follow. It's a simple equation with a big impact. Another hidden benefit of lentils is their fiber content. You might wonder, what does fiber have to do with arthritis? Quite a bit, actually. When your blood sugar spikes quickly after eating, your body can respond by releasing inflammatory chemicals. These chemicals don't just mess with your energy, they can increase joint pain and stiffness. High-fiber foods like lentils help keep blood sugar levels stable by slowing down sugar absorption. That means fewer spikes, less inflammation, and steadier energy throughout your day. So when you're eating lentils, you're not just supporting your digestive system, you're also protecting your joints from the inside out. And we can't forget folate, also known as vitamin B9. It's often overlooked, but folate plays a crucial role in lowering levels of a compound in your blood called homocysteine. Elevated homocysteine has been linked to increased inflammation and joint pain. Lentils are a fantastic source of folate. Eating them regularly helps keep homocysteine in check, offering another subtle but important layer of support for your joints. Sometimes it's the nutrients you don't think about that end up making the biggest difference. Now you might be thinking, that all sounds great, but how do I actually cook lentils? The answer, however you want. Lentils are incredibly versatile and surprisingly easy to work with, even if you're not someone who loves spending time in the kitchen. Toss them into soups or stews to add heartiness and texture. Whip up a simple lentil curry with some onions, garlic, and spices. Chill them and add to salads with chopped veggies and olive oil for a refreshing, protein-packed lunch. Trying to eat less meat? Lentils can be your go-to filling for tacos, wraps, or even homemade veggie burgers. They absorb flavor beautifully, so whether you're in the mood for something savory, spicy, or even slightly sweet, lentils can deliver. And here's another bonus. Unlike many other beans and legumes, lentils don't require soaking overnight. Just rinse, boil in water or broth, and simmer for 20 to 30 minutes. That's it. Quick, convenient, and gentle on your stomach. No uncomfortable bloating or heaviness. Want to make lentils even more powerful in the fight against arthritis? Pair them with other anti-inflammatory foods. Try adding a handful of leafy greens like spinach or kale, a sprinkle of turmeric, don't forget the black pepper to activate it, or a splash of lemon juice. Each of these brings added joint-supporting benefits to the table. Together, they create meals that don't just nourish, they heal. You're not just eating healthy, you're actively giving your body what it needs to fight pain and stiffness head on. Here's something a lot of people overlook. Small changes really do add up. You don't need to completely overhaul your diet in a day. Just start by adding lentils to your meals a few times a week. It's a low-cost, high-impact way to take control of your health, one bowl at a time. Sometimes the simplest foods, the ones we walk past in the grocery store without a second glance, end up doing the most good. Lentils might not be flashy, but they're quietly powerful. They don't just fill your stomach, they actively help reduce inflammation, nourish your joints, and support your body's healing processes. When you're living with arthritis, it's easy to feel like your body is working against you. But foods like lentils are a reminder that we do have tools to fight back. And they don't always come from a pill bottle. Sometimes they come from something as humble and powerful as what's on your plate. Number 2, let's talk about chickpeas. Now it's time to dive into one of the most underestimated yet incredibly powerful foods when it comes to arthritis relief. Chickpeas. You may know them best as the main ingredient in hummus or those little beige beans scattered in a salad, but chickpeas are far more than just a trendy topping or a filler on your plate. These modest legumes are nutritional powerhouses loaded with compounds and nutrients that can help soothe inflammation, reduce joint pain, and support your overall health in a real, lasting, and sustainable way. And the truth is, once you really understand what chickpeas can do, especially if you're someone living with arthritis, you'll never look at them the same way again. Let's start with the basics. Protein. Like lentils, chickpeas are an excellent source of clean, plant-based protein. And if you're cutting back on red meat to avoid its inflammatory effects or high saturated fat content, chickpeas are a fantastic alternative. The protein in chickpeas supports the repair and maintenance of muscle mass, something that becomes increasingly important if you're dealing with joint pain and limited mobility. The stronger and healthier your muscles are, the more support they provide for your joints. That leads to less strain, less pressure, and ultimately, less pain. With chickpeas, you're giving your body the muscle support it needs without the inflammation that often comes from animal-based protein sources. It's a win-win, nourishment and relief all in one. But what really makes chickpeas stand out? Polyphenols. It might sound like a scientific buzzword, but polyphenols are simply naturally occurring compounds found in plants that act as antioxidants. They protect your cells from oxidative stress, the damage caused by unstable molecules called free radicals. If you have arthritis, oxidative stress is likely contributing to your inflammation and making your symptoms worse over time. That's where chickpeas truly shine. Their polyphenol content helps fight off cellular damage, calms inflammation, and strengthens your body's internal defense system. In a way, eating chickpeas is like giving your joints a protective shield. Every serving helps you push back against the forces that aggravate arthritis. Another major bonus? Chickpeas are a surprisingly good source of vitamin C, an essential nutrient for producing collagen. Collagen is the connective tissue that helps your joints glide smoothly and stay cushioned. Without enough of it, that cushion starts to break down, leading to stiffness, pain, and discomfort. By getting vitamin C from whole foods like chickpeas, you're helping your body maintain and rebuild that cushioning naturally. You're not just managing symptoms, you're supporting your body's ability to repair itself from within. That means better mobility, smoother movement, and less overall joint irritation. Just like lentils, chickpeas are also rich in magnesium, one of the most underappreciated minerals when it comes to arthritis support. Magnesium helps your muscles relax, calms the nervous system, and supports strong, healthy bones. All of this plays a critical role when managing chronic joint pain. When your muscles are tight or fatigued, your joints are forced to pick up the slack. This added burden can lead to increased pain and inflammation. Magnesium eases that pressure by helping your muscles release tension. It also contributes to deeper, more restorative sleep, something that can be elusive when you're living with ongoing discomfort. And when your body gets quality rest, your joints get a break too. We can't talk about chickpeas without talking about their fiber content. Fiber isn't just about digestion. It plays a huge role in inflammation, especially for people with arthritis. When your blood sugar spikes, it sets off a cascade of inflammatory responses. This can make your symptoms significantly worse, leading to more pain and stiffness. Chickpeas, being naturally high in fiber, helps slow the absorption of sugar in your bloodstream. This keeps your blood sugar stable throughout the day, avoiding the sharp spikes that trigger inflammation. The result? Less joint swelling, fewer flare-ups, and steadier energy, all from a food that's as satisfying as it is healing. And now for the fun part, how to eat chickpeas. Of course, hummus is a classic, creamy, flavorful, and perfect with fresh veggies, pita, or whole grain crackers. But don't stop there. Chickpeas are incredibly versatile and can be used in countless ways that go far beyond the basics. Roasted chickpeas make for a crunchy, satisfying snack. Season them with olive oil and your favorite spices for a much healthier alternative to chips. You can throw them into salads, soups, or stews for added protein and texture. Try stir-frying them with veggies and turmeric, a powerful anti-inflammatory spice, or use them as the base for a hearty curry. They're perfect in grain bowls with quinoa, avocado, spinach, or roasted sweet potatoes. And because chickpeas have a mild flavor, they soak up whatever seasonings or sauces you use, making them an easy match for virtually any dish or flavor profile. If you're a fan of baking, you might be surprised at how often chickpeas and chickpea flour can be used. Chickpea flour is a fantastic gluten-free alternative and works beautifully in pancakes, breads, and even cookies. You can blend cooked chickpeas into brownie batters, mix them into veggie burger patties, or even use them in savory muffins, and because they're so filling, they help keep you satisfied longer. A huge plus if you're managing both arthritis and weight. Another reason to love chickpeas? They're budget-friendly and accessible. No need to hunt down specialty stores or splurge on exotic ingredients. You can buy them canned or dried at just about any grocery store. If you opt for canned chickpeas, totally fine. Just be sure to rinse them thoroughly to reduce the extra sodium. If you have a bit more time, cooking dried chickpeas at home can save even more money and gives you more control over the preparation. Either way, chickpeas give you high-impact nutrition without draining your wallet or your energy. That's something anyone can appreciate, especially when managing a condition that already requires so much of your time and attention. So how often should you eat them? Try adding chickpeas to your meals a few times a week to start. The more consistent you are, the more benefits you'll notice. Some people even eat them every day. And as long as your body responds well, that's perfectly fine. Your joints will thank you for the steady supply of anti-inflammatory nutrients. Your digestive system will benefit from the fiber, and your overall energy may become more stable and sustained. When you're living with arthritis, it can often feel like your body is working against you, as though you're constantly battling something you didn't choose. But foods like chickpeas remind us that healing isn't always found in a prescription bottle. Sometimes it's found in something as simple as a scoop of legumes tossed into your dinner. Chickpeas may be small, but their impact is anything but. Every bite offers a chance to fight inflammation, nourish your joints, and reclaim a little more control over your health. So the next time you're walking the grocery store aisles or planning your meals, don't overlook these beige little gems. They're not just another ingredient. They're a powerful anti-inflammatory ally. Add them to your cart, explore new recipes, and make them a regular part of your routine. Your joints, your taste buds, and your budget will all be better off because of it. Number 3, tofu, the unsung hero for joint health. Now let's move on to the final member of our plant-powered trio, and this one might surprise you. We're talking about tofu. Yep, tofu. For some people, it's a staple. For others, it's a bit of a mystery. But if you or someone you care about is living with arthritis, tofu might just become one of the most powerful additions to your diet. It's not flashy, it's not covered in trendy packaging, but it's packed with exactly the kind of nutrients that help calm inflammation, protect your joints, and nourish your body in ways that really matter. So, why tofu? Let's start with its foundation. Tofu is made from soybeans, which happen to be one of the rare plant-based foods that are considered a complete protein. That means tofu contains all 9 essential amino acids your body needs to build and repair tissues. Think about what that means for arthritis. Your muscles, joints, and bones all rely on protein to function and stay strong. As we age, and especially when dealing with joint pain or mobility issues, maintaining muscle strength becomes even more important. Stronger muscles support your joints better, reducing the strain they have to bear. Tofu provides that critical support, all in a gentle anti-inflammatory package, something that animal proteins often struggle to deliver without side effects. But the magic of tofu doesn't stop at protein. Let's talk about omega-3 fatty acids, those healthy fats that are often praised for heart health. What many people don't realize is that omega-3s are just as beneficial for joint health. They help reduce the production of inflammatory chemicals in the body, which leads to less swelling, less stiffness, and less pain. And while most people associate omega-3s with fish, tofu is actually one of the few plant-based sources of these powerful anti-inflammatory fats. So if you're avoiding seafood or trying to follow a more plant-based diet, tofu becomes an easy and effective way to get those omega-3 benefits naturally. Tofu also brings something else to the table: calcium. You already know that calcium is important for strong bones, but here's something not everyone realizes. If you have arthritis, especially osteoarthritis, your bones matter just as much as your joints. Weak bones mean less structural support, which puts even more pressure on already aching joints. Tofu, especially calcium-set tofu, offers a dairy-free source of calcium that's perfect if you're lactose intolerant or cutting back on dairy due to its possible inflammatory effects. And here's where tofu really begins to shine. Many brands are fortified with vitamin D. Vitamin D is a nutrient that works hand in hand with calcium, boosting its absorption and helping to strengthen bones even further. But its benefits go beyond the skeleton. Vitamin D also supports immune health and helps regulate inflammation, 2 key factors for people managing arthritis. The reality is, many people, especially older adults, are deficient in vitamin D and don't even know it. That deficiency can worsen arthritis symptoms. So, getting a boost from tofu? That's a smart, effortless way to support your body where it needs it most. But wait, we're not done yet. There's another powerful group of nutrients in tofu called isoflavones. These are naturally occurring plant compounds found in soy that behave somewhat like estrogen in the body. Now, before you worry about hormone imbalances, don't. Isoflavones don't disrupt your hormones. In fact, they can help reduce inflammation, improve joint flexibility, and even lower pain levels in people with arthritis. Several studies have looked at the effects of soy-based foods like tofu and found that people who eat them regularly often report less stiffness and better joint mobility, particularly in cases of rheumatoid arthritis. No, it's not a miracle cure, but it's another way tofu supports your body's natural healing processes. Now, maybe you're wondering, but how do I cook tofu? Isn't it bland? That's a fair question. On its own, tofu doesn't have much flavor, and that's actually one of its greatest strengths. Tofu soaks up the flavor of whatever you cook it with, whether that's garlic, ginger, soy sauce, chili flakes, lemon juice, or something else entirely. And the ways to prepare tofu? Practically endless. You can stir-fry it, bake it, grill it, or pan-sear it for a crispy, golden brown finish. If you're new to tofu, start with extra firm tofu, press out the water, and let it marinate for an hour before cooking. This step helps it soak up flavors and improves the texture. Once it's prepped, toss it into a stir-fry, blend it into a curry, throw it into a salad, or wrap it up in a tortilla. You can also crisp it up in the oven or let it simmer in a flavorful sauce on the stovetop. If you prefer something smoother, silken tofu has a creamy texture that works beautifully in smoothies, soups, or even dairy-free desserts. You can blend it into sauces, dips, or puddings for an extra protein boost without sacrificing taste or texture. It's even great as a cream substitute in certain recipes, cutting down on saturated fats while increasing nutrition. Another reason to love tofu? It's affordable and easy to find. No need to visit a specialty health store or spend a fortune. Most standard grocery stores carry multiple types of tofu, from silken to extra firm. Once you learn how to work with it, tofu can easily become a regular part of your weekly meal plan. And here's a bonus. It's shelf-stable when unopened, making it perfect to keep in your fridge or pantry for quick, healthy meals. So, how often should you eat tofu? If you're not allergic to soy and your body tolerates it well, try working it into your meals a few times a week. That consistency can really add up. You can pair it with other anti-inflammatory ingredients like turmeric, leafy greens, or whole grains such as quinoa and brown rice. What you're doing is giving your body a broad spectrum of healing nutrients, everything from plant protein to calcium to omega-3s, in a form that's gentle on your digestion, your joints, and your wallet. Living with arthritis can be exhausting. The constant aches, the stiffness that makes even simple tasks feel hard, the frustration of not being able to move the way you used to, but small, steady changes like adding tofu to your meals can help shift the tide. It's not about being perfect. It's about progress, about finding foods that support your health and help ease your pain over time. Tofu, humble as it seems, is one of those powerful foods, so whether you're just starting your journey into plant-based eating or you're already well along the path, give tofu a real shot. Try different ways of cooking it. Experiment with flavors. Make it your own. Because sometimes the best medicine isn't found in a bottle, it's found right in your kitchen. And tofu? It just might be one of the best kept secrets for natural arthritis relief. To wrap it all up, if you're dealing with arthritis, remember this plant-powered trio: lentils, chickpeas, and tofu. These foods aren't just healthy, they're healing. They're loaded with nutrients that fight inflammation, nourish your joints, and help you feel better naturally. You don't need expensive supplements or extreme diet plans, just simple whole foods that support your body from the inside out. Try incorporating just one of these into your meals this week. Listen to how your body responds. Pay attention to your energy, your mobility, your comfort levels. Small changes can create a big difference, and sometimes they start with something as simple as what's on your plate. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel more than you know. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss future content that supports your health journey. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so leave a comment below and let me know. Which one of these three are you most excited to try? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.